So the Foggy Dew has probably been done 1,000,000 times in the last 24 hours around the world. So I'm not going to do that Foggy Dew, but I'm going to do the other Foggy Dew, which is actually English. When I was a bachelor, I lived all alone. I followed the roving trade, and the only thing I ever did wrong, I courted a fair young maid. I courted her throughout the summer and part of the winter too. And many's the time she rolled in my arms all over the foggy dew. One night when I lay in my bed and I was fast asleep, oh, did she come to my bedside, and bitterly did she weep. She wept, she moaned, she tore her hair, and she cried, "What shall I do? For I have resolved to sleep with you, for fear of the foggy dew." Well, through the first part of that night, how we did sport and play, and through the second part of that night, in my arms she lay. And when the daylight did appear, she cried, "I am undone." Hush your mouth, you silly young thing, for the foggy dew is gone. I love that girl for all my heart, and I loved her with my life. But in the second part of that year, she became a gentleman's wife, and I never told him of her fault, and I never intend to do. Nor of the times she rolled in my arms all over the foggy dew. The other Foggy Dew.
Lovely. Lovely.
That song actually has kind of a storied past, and apparently it was a pretty bawdy and slightly anti-woman song, but I like that version. So the other not Irish song I'm going to sing is something that actually a lot of people thought was an old Irish folk song, but it wasn't. It was written by a Chicago guy. Many of you probably knew him, the late, great Michael Smith. And he wrote a song that got picked up by, I think it was Macomb and Clancy, and they really owned it. But no, it's a Michael Smith song, so I'm going to sing that. not the kind of man to keep his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden, Margaret brings him breakfast. She believes him. When he says the tulips bloom beneath the snow, he's mad as he can be. But Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His hat and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed there. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He waves at tugboats down canals. He calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captains. Till Margaret comes to bring him home again, through unforgiving streets that trip him, though she holds his arms. Sometimes he thinks that he's alone, and he calls her name. Let us go to the bank of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The windmills whirl the winter wind. She winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the gloom. He sees her for a moment, calls her name. She makes the bed up, singing some old love song. She learned it when the tune was very new. He hums a line or two. They hum together in the night. The Dutchman falls asleep, and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Yes, dear Margaret remembers that for me.
Yay!
Beautiful.
Actually, the person who covered that in '73 was Steve Goodman.
I remember, see, but the first people I heard do it was Robertson, no, not Robertson Barron. No, I heard the Irish version, the Irish guys. But yeah, Steve, he did a really good job of that.
Yeah, and I think that's what really made it very known to a lot of people.
That was a great set, Patty. Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, two great songs there.